Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Bradley here, and it's time for the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company.
JB's Entertainment Wrap-Up.
Brought to you by BuffBoyBrewing.com. For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you'll surely feel naughty when you swallow their coffee. Shop Buff Boy Brewing's premium collections of coffee and tea at BuffBoyBrewing.com. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough buff. Here's what's making news this July 17th. There were some scary moments on the Today Show Thursday morning, and if you were watching, you had no idea anything was going on. It happened shortly after 9 a.m. when a man got past security at 30 Rock in New York City. If you've seen the show, you know they have a ground-level studio and head outside to the street to chat with people gathered outside. Well, the man, reportedly wearing a backpack, got through security and asked host Craig Melvin where Al Roker was. It happened just outside the studio, where the man, later identified as Andrew Truelove, got to the staircase inside the studio and asked where Roker was, and it said the man lunged at Melvin and shouted a racial slur. Both Melvin and Roker continued the rest of the show, and there was no mention about the incident on air. NBC News later said in a statement, there was a security incident this morning at the Today Show studio. An individual entered an unauthorized area in a vestibule near Studio 1A. The person approached anchor Craig Melvin, who alerted security. The individual was detained and taken into custody by law enforcement without further incident. There was no altercation and no one was injured. NBC and Today take the safety and security of our employees, talent, staff, and guests extremely seriously. We are reviewing the incident and our security protocols and remain committed to providing a safe and secure environment for everyone who works at and visits our studios, end quote. TMZ later reported that the security guard who let the guy through has been fired. Melvin later posted on social media, "Hey everyone, I've heard from so many of you over the last few hours. I'm doing just fine. Thanks for reaching out. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow morning on Today." The Today Show crew has been on edge since February, when Savannah Guthrie's mom was abducted from her Arizona home and is presumed dead. She's never been found. Guthrie has had emotional outbreaks, according to NBC staffers, and there's fear the Today Show team could be or is being targeted. Truelove, such an ironic name, was hit with a slew of charges, including hate crime menacing, hate crime burglary, hate crime criminal trespass, and harassment. He has a lengthy criminal record, including pleading guilty to felony criminal mischief involving damaged vehicles. He was sentenced last month to 6 months in the slammer and 5 years probation, which makes this interesting because if that's the case, how was he on the loose on Thursday, right? So we're going to be watching this story and we'll have any further developments. Now, speaking of watching, President Trump addressed the world Thursday night. We talked about it here that the major TV networks were hesitant to commit giving primetime air to let him run wild with his election conspiracy theories. By early evening, it was still unknown which networks, if any, would carry Trump live. Fox Network did, tapping into the Fox News feed, and CBS did, making a statement that when the president speaks, it's news, though CBS ultimately cut away while he was talking. It was regular programming across ABC and NBC. Trump took shots at them during the speech because, quote, they don't like the topic, end quote, though each network cut in 10 minutes after his remarks. NBC gave 5 minutes of analysis, while ABC gave it 10. CNN did not show it live, but later ran portions of it with, you know how CNN is, right? Hours and hours and hours and hours of analysis, debate, arguing, and fact-checking. The networks had to consider the wrath they could face since Trump has been suing and threatening them with the FCC. That's Check of your celeb headlines for this Friday, July 17th. I'm back next week right here on the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company. Till next time, I'm Jeremy Bradley.
For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee.